showtime.
Good morning, everyone. Wake up this morning. 67 degrees out there. Feels good. Things will cool off eventually. It has to, but we'll tell you more about that in just a little bit. But not today. Not today. What's up, JC?
When is the first day of fall coming up here real soon?
This week.
I'm Jamie Cooper. This is Athens in the AM. Thank all you millions getting up with us worldwide this morning, too.
Oh,
Zack's fired up, ready to go. He watched Auburn go down in defeat on the last play of the game.
And I hated that.
Yeah.
You did not.
Yeah, you hated it like the rest of us did. Anyway, Dr. Jan White joins us this morning. Dr. Andy, can we call you a Dr. Andy?
You can call me anything you want to.
You were at the hospital forever. I thought you were a doctor.
No. Actually, I'm a respiratory therapist.
Oh, okay. So we'll talk to Andy in just a moment, representing Hal. I got to go by and pick my brace up now that my Medicare is
Kicked in.
Medicare.
Hal's been turned 65 down the day.
I got to get all that going on. So anyway, thank y'all for getting up with us. The weather is still going to be hot. Laura's about to tell you all about it, so let's get it cranking right now.
All right, 67 degrees out there right now, but things are going to change. We are going to see some warmer temperatures, and as far as the rain, we haven't gotten a lot of rain from, of course, everything else going on in the world, but slowly, we will be seeing some rain. Today, high temperatures of 91, only 20% chance of the showers, 94, 93, 90. Look at that Friday rain. Saturday, 90 and rain. Sunday, possibly. Next week, though, I think it stays all in the 80s. It's the upper 80s, but starting a few days, we'll have like 85, 83 for the high.
Well, beautiful this morning, Jan, when I took a whiz out in front of your house about 2:30 when I was getting my Decatur Day out of the mailbox.
Oh, was that you?
Yeah, that was me. A shadow out
Thought
there.
it was you.
Yeah,
Security
so
thing went off.
Y'all just opened a new location up in Pulaski, Tennessee.
Business is good. Moving right along. Yeah, we opened up in July.
Well, we'll talk about that in just a little bit, too. Multiple locations. Jonathan will be joining us here before long, too. And you and Dave watched the Bama game Saturday?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Always.
Yeah, always.
It was a good game. We'll talk about that. Matter of fact,
saw him
Zack,
going out shopping before it.
I'm going to read this from Cecil Hurt. You know who he is, don't you?
I've heard of him. He's a Butler High School grad.
Yeah, is he?
Oh,
Sure is.
Cecil Hurt. He was in Iowa down at Tuscaloosa now, sports director.
He's been there about 40 years.
Ole Miss Rebels had a plan, a dream actually. For 11 seconds, there seemed to be a chance that it might come true. In the 12th second, after a game-opening touchdown pass, the Rebels kicked off to Alabama. So much for a dream. And with that, I lead into sports.
Writing.
And Cecil Hurst from Butler.
Yeah, he comes up. We had a Greenbrier meeting one night, and he was sitting over in the corner eating. He said, "I didn't want to disturb y'all." It was like, well, you would have been the star of the show if you. So he's actually come up from Tuscaloosa to speak to us when he comes visit. He comes home and visits his dad a lot.
Okay,
so
know that.
Yeah.
Let's go to sports now by Zack's favorite chicken, KFC.
Welcome to ZTV 11 Sports, brought to you by KFC, the best fried chicken in Athens and Limestone County, and also by Applebee's Tailgate Talk, where me and Todd won't be there this Saturday, but Tim and Tom will be on the road at Lowe's. We'll be actually at Lowe's they've got an event going on at Lowe's, so they'll be live there this Saturday.
Where you going to be, Todd?
Autism, basketball.
Yeah, which he'll talk about that also. We had the guy he's having there on Saturday. So also tonight at Greenbrier, if you want to get out, former Butler linebacker and Alabama football player Darrell Blackburn will be there tonight to speak to the guys at Greenbrier. I can't believe it. He played Alabama and he's from this
Zack,
area.
me and Todd don't know every player that played at Alabama.
Well, I know Darrell Blackburn, so there you go. And he actually had some health issues along the way too, so he's probably got a lot of good stories to tell. Friday night.
Who was the starting tackle at Alabama in 1969?
I don't know. I was 6. I was 6 years old. Hey, we had Coach Gross on Saturday morning, and that was a game Friday night. Athens beat
I heard there was a little bit of
29. Yeah, we talked to Coach about that.
What did he say about it?
Coach said he said there actually should have been time on the clock, and all the Athens folks on Facebook were saying there shouldn't have been no more time. But he said I think there should have been 5 seconds, Todd, and they did. But
so Cody agreed with the officials. It should have been.
Well, he agreed that. So they don't have instant replay. So they but that's what he said.
I heard
it should
there was a near riot down there had they made it.
I don't know, but it was. But the 21-yard field goal they missed, so Athens with a big win over Decatur, 29-27. East Limestone, 48, Madison County, 14 Friday night. Also, West beat Elmont, Good Hope beat Tanner, and Phil Campbell, Clements. That was some of the local games. Also, Sparkman with a big win, 60-yard touchdown in the final minutes to beat Grissom, 17-13. Grissom is playing a lot better now. Troy with local quarterback from Priceville, Caleb Barker, stunned Nebraska. They're 0-2. Scott Frost, how's it
It's
feel now?
1957, first time Nebraska's ever been 0-2.
Yeah. They brought him in from Central Florida, who they claimed their national championship. Well, they're 0-2 with their guy Scott Frost. So. Auburn, tough game. Tracy kicks 42-yard field goal on the final play of the game. Number 12 LSU with a 22-21 victory over number 7 Auburn. Alabama, like you said, when that first touchdown happened, Jamie, we were just stunned because we're flipping back and forth between the games. But then Alabama got mad, scored 62 straight points. That's pretty good. Win 62-7.
A lot of Alabama people were mad because they switched the game off and you had to find it on your
ESPN News, or you had to phone. That's never fun when you're recording the game and you're not at home to change the channel to record
Well, I
the
think
rest
you don't
of
have to record the last 5 minutes of the game. You're already up by 60
Well, I know.
points.
Yeah, Mac Jones was
Well,
in
then
there.
what'd you panic for when it changed?
With
Well, I
my-
found it. I
Hey,
didn't,
and
sorry,
Urban
I
Meyer, I guess you've seen all the videos of him on ESPN over the weekend talking to Tomerlin, and they're saying, he still doesn't respect women, but he is back officially coaching Ohio State, and he'll be on sidelines for them Saturday at Tulane.
I think he should have acted like he did at that last press conference.
He is yet to talk to the lady
first
that was
go-around.
abused.
And he never would admit what his wife was. He wouldn't throw his wife under the bus. He every time they asked him about his wife, he went to something else. So, but Jamie back then.
Feinbaum said he made a fool of himself.
Oh yeah, Feinbaum was all on him.
He was. I agree
Sunday.
with Feinbaum.
All right, the University of North Alabama, UNA, is considering whether it should do away with the marching band's nickname, the Pride of Dixie.
Oh come!
Really?
Why?
Already Arab, and now this.
A 19-member panel has been organized to discuss the issues surrounding the term Dixie. The university stated in a release, the panel will be made up of current students, faculty, and alumni. UNA has a reputation as a progressive institution with a long history of successfully using leadership to Really?
Stacey George has been all over
That's
Facebook
extreme.
On that?
protesting that, saying how ridiculous it is.
Well, does Dixie come from the Mason-Dixon line? Is that just a
Don't get
abbreviation?
technical on me, Jan.
Well, I mean,
Come on.
we're
That's
going
what they're
too far
tying
here,
it
though.
in.
Did
That's
Arab
what
go
I'm
back to
saying.
playing the...
No,
That's what they're tying
no,
it
they're
in.
not allowed to.
I thought they was going to go back to doing it.
No, they didn't.
Wow.
Unless it changed in the last week, Jamie, they can't. We play them. We
Todd
play them
wants
this
to
year.
make a political statement this morning. Y'all know they're talking about Judge Kavanaugh, and he
That was
Yeah.
cute.
somehow that gal, and now he wasn't even at that party. Basically, his mama, who's a judge, ruled against her parents in '96 on a foreclosure. Imagine that. So Todd's political statement is, if he ever runs for office, Andy, he wants to go ahead and admit that he's followed plenty of women.
In his lifetime.
Pinched them, touched them inappropriately of any kind. He just wants some of them to step forward and say he actually did it, where all that bragging he did all those years was actually true.
I think something be held against me. I did in high school.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, goodness.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, Jan, you are on the liberal side of things. What do
Yeah, I
you think
am.
about it?
I want to see how this plays out.
At least they're going to let them all speak.
Yeah,
So.
I want to see it.
She's lying.
Well,
You
let
don't
them have
know.
a chance
I
to
don't know.
speak.
No one
Tune in to
knows.
Dale Jackson this morning at 7 o'clock right
He don't
now.
know
We'll
either.
answer right now. I guarantee you. That's what, by the way, sometimes on Fridays you can hear me on VNN
I actually-
from 6 to 7.
I actually heard you with Stan McDonald and Chris Horn.
I am a
You did pretty
radio
good.
stand-in. When they need somebody, I'm there because I'm one of the few people they know that's actually up. At that time of night.
And can be there in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I can be there in 5 minutes. I'm already up and ready to go. I've had a couple of cups of coffee, so if it's early, I'm there.
And never at a loss for
And
words.
it's in the afternoon, don't even text me. I'm busy, Andy.
Or sleeping.
Or sleeping.
That's what it is,
I'm
Jim. Sleeping.
waiting for about 6:30 or 7 o'clock to get there. That's why I like it when it gets dark early.
Oh, yeah.
We don't change time, though, to November, do we?
think so.
End October, isn't it?
October?
Sometime soon.
The earlier it gets dark, the better I like it.
Yeah.
Are you a vampire?
I like going to bed early. Let's just say it like that, Zach. When you've been getting up at, what time I get, 2 o'clock every morning for almost 30 years, you know, hey,
4:15.
a couple hours sleep helps you a little bit, don't it, Andy?
It does.
It does.
Of course, you know, one of these days I've been getting on up in age like Dr. White, but you know. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll play Judge Jamie. I've loaded with some good stuff. And Joseph had to go to work early this morning. He's the inventor of Meat V2, which I have in the refrigerator. I took it on the
Leave
Dale
it
Jackson
there.
show, on the Will Anderson show the other day. Told them about, you know, drinking urine now and rubbing it on your face is supposed to be a good energy drink. Jan, did you know that?
Disgusting.
I'll pass.
What? It's what it said, Andy. We're making our own here. So I got that. And David Turner, our insurance guy, didn't feel good this morning. So he's
Maybe he should have drunk some of that and he might make it.
anyway. There's
That's gonna make
right
everyone
there. We're already
sick.
bottling it up. Put it in the mason jars ready to go.
Disgusting.
All right, we'll take a break and come back in just a moment. Y'all, hang on.
And he's off.
All right, Andy, hope you remember how to play. Judge Jamie and all you people playing worldwide this morning. Brought to you by Zeke, One Love Hearing. Can you hear me now?
Nope.
Multiple locations. Hazel Green here. Got about 6, I'm thinking, but the major one is here in Athens, Alabama. Andy, wrong answer. Right answer. Playing to win a
Andy
can of
somewhere.
Vienna sausages or pork beans with milk. Brought to you by Sheriff Blakely. And Dr. White, I know you remember how. Todd in the center over there, so I know you are a registered player up here.
Absolutely.
This out of the Decatur Daily, easy one this morning. Starting all those apartments they've built down there. Right now, those apartments they've built down on Mooresville Road. How many apartments are currently filled down that way?
80.
200.
396.
80.
They're trying to finish it out and get 528 units down that way.
Wow.
Have they settled on anything here in Athens yet about the upscale apartments here
I
on
think they
Lindsay Lane?
took it off the agenda.
Yeah, I think they gave up on it.
Yeah.
For right now, they did.
Well, right now, I think that'll be back.
Eventually it will.
The Alabama legislature voted to name a portion of Interstate 65 down near Georgiana. What? Back in 1997.
Oh, goodness.
If you go to the beach, you go down it every time you go. By the way, it's 1 year ago this weekend I baptized Papa Rocco down at the beach.
Oh, great.
Red flags and
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, how'd that go, Jamie?
Yeah, well, not too good, but he got saved,
Successful.
baptized. Anyway.
Successful.
The Hank Williams
Oh.
Highway. He had 3 #1 songs. We're going to play one of them toward the end of the show today that he recorded. What was one of them?
Tear in my beer.
I don't know.
This one's kind of like me. Hey,
Only when
good
you
looking.
remember.
He died.
Hey,
Good morning,
Go ahead,
Chris.
Zach. How's it go?
what you got cooking? How's about cooking something up with me?
Don't quite sound like that. We'll have
Close.
some of that song coming up for you a little bit later on. You know, he died in January of 1953.
He was 28 or 29.
29 years old. Zach, you've been paying attention. I just said that. What percentage of insurance homeowners in the flood section of North and South Carolina did not have flood insurance?
Oh, no.
80%.
It did not. Oh, at
80.
least 80%.
80% is the right answer. They
That's
had
sad.
it. They didn't have it over there. I'm going to go through the easy ones these first, Andy, so pay attention.
I'll try.
Household incomes to be considered middle class is what to make a year?
150.
How much?
150.
Jen, I don't know what kind of
Middle
neighborhood that live in.
I'm
45,
just
45,
I say
Jamie.
45.
I don't say 50.
50.
61,370.
Hey, I wish that was middle class. Nah.
You're middle class? Zach?
Jan, where are you hanging out?
Hey, you ain't hanging around in my in Piney Chapel.
I just threw a number out.
Become a doctor.
She ain't hanging around my neighborhood, Brad.
The poorest
It pays.
the poorest people in America spend the most on lotteries. Lower incomes in the U.S. spend an average of what per year on a lottery? It's quadruple what the upper income spend.
700.
412 actually. Americans making less than $30,000 a year are more likely to buy tickets more so than anybody else. Do you know that?
No.
I did not know that.
So you learn something here every
That's right.
week.
USA Today. 225 years ago today, what did George Washington do?
Cut down the cherry tree.
Cross the Delaware.
Yeah, across the Delaware.
Wrong answer. No.
Died.
Laid the cornerstone to the U.S. Capitol building.
Oh.
I thought he could. I thought I was on that one.
That's a million.
I was all fired up on that
I'll
one,
tell you
Brad.
that story for jealous, that's an automotive story. Coyotes are right now, they're saying they're out and about in this area. They can jump fences as high as 6 feet high, Todd. In case you see one. How many coyotes, approximate number of coyotes that were killed, are killed each year by ranchers and federal agencies?
Not
in the
enough.
country?
Yeah.
10,000.
5,000.
How many?
5,000.
10,000.
500,000.
You got the million?
The average coyote lives to be about 14 years old and can run 40 miles an hour.
Did catch me.
Zack, I could catch you and I only got one good leg, and it ain't that good. It's got to be replaced too. And I'll be worried. I got to come by and pick my brace up from
You
down
need to
the
do
house.
that.
Hawaii 5-0 is turns 50 years old this month. How's that go there? What
Zack's on
was
a
the
roll.
name of the favorite brand of hat that Jack Lord wore?
I used to watch the old one. I hadn't watched the news show.
Dora. I don't know if it's
Panama Jacks.
Panama Jacks.
Man, y'all don't know a whole lot, do you?
I don't know
don't.
anything. I went
What
to East
is it?
Limestone.
Huh?
I went to East Limestone. I don't know a whole lot of anything.
Coming up next Thursday, you will get a text message from who?
Donald
The
Trump.
President Donald Trump.
That is the right answer. It is National Presidential Alert FEMA Federal Emergency Day. It says here that they have your number. 100 major cell phone carriers will all participate. What time will it take place?
2:16 p.m.
I don't
No.
know, 10 a.m.
It's Thursday, September 20th. I think it's 1:30 that afternoon. Something like that.
And you can't opt out.
Huh?
You can't opt out of the.
Jeff
so
Bezos,
you're gonna
president
get
of Amazon, is donating $2 billion. But they say that really don't mean a whole lot because he's worth $163 billion. What does that to charity? He's the richest man in America. What does that work out to, the equivalent of an average U.S. household?
The $2 billion?
2,000.
Probably, yeah.
What do you say?
No, I don't know.
2,000.
Probably
That's close
1,000.
enough. $1,170.
So he's donating that much and people are criticizing, saying it's not enough?
Yeah.
Well, how
Because
about
it
you
works out
spend
well.
somebody else's money?
I'm just telling you.
Come
But
on.
that is based on an American household that makes Zack's kind of money, $97,300.
Phew, I wished.
Maybe he donates somewhere else.
Yeah, it is, Brad.
Kurt Douglas and his wife
Yes.
have been together since 1954.
Wow. That's awesome.
He's 101, she's 99, and he still works out.
That's
What?
awesome.
I wish Joseph been here for this, but he played a famous artist in one of his first movies in 1954, or in the late 1950s. Who was it?
Van Gogh.
Yeah, Van Gogh.
Yeah,
That's
Van
the only one I
Gogh,
know.
yeah. You see that? How'd you know that, Todd?
I did with Jen.
So that's the only one he knows.
What's his most famous movie?
Spartacus.
Spartacus. There you go, Jerry. Yeah, 1960.
I want those
Yes.
brains.
Yeah, 1960. Came out October 7th, 19. Got a Best Actor for that. That's a true story, you know, about Spartacus. What happened to the 6,000 soldiers that were captured by Crassus?
Killed.
Slaved her.
Crucified.
Oh, yikes.
Remember at the end when he rides up and they're all hanging on the crosses out that way?
But they did that many?
What famous singer chose to ride out in the storm and surf over the weekend?
I didn't see that.
Kanye. Lady Gaga.
Country singer. Who is it?
Jimmy Buffett.
Oh, really?
What is the name of his newest creation?
Oh, I saw it. I can't say it.
What?
Coral reefers.
Coral reef medical marijuana is it.
Jimmy Buffett's
You
getting
can
out.
say it. Why can't you say it? Just
Because I saw the
article.
article and I was going to figure I didn't want
Think about
Texas,
it,
you were up here
cheating.
the other day and I did that about the Texas education system. They, what did they reverse their deal on?
Well, they were taking out heroes in
Heroic. Taking out the word
heroic
heroic.
for the Alamo.
Right. Texas Education Committee, Andy, is persuaded to reverse its recommendation to remove the word heroic when talking about the Alamo defenders. They're saying that the siege of the Alamo and all the heroic defenders who gave their life was seen as a value-charged word and did not fit in this political correctness. And one guy says, stop the political correctness in all schools.
Quit changing
Educated
history.
idiots.
Yes,
I mean, what's the point in having history class if you're going to change everything?
that's right.
Yeah.
Tearing these statues down.
Yeah.
And they were heroes. It
That's
was
right,
a,
they were
it was a
heroes back then.
battle.
It was a battle.
That's right.
A furious bride has threatened to delete her Facebook friends over what?
They wouldn't chalk up $3,000 a piece.
That is exactly right.
See, I'm
Jen.
going for the pork brains.
To go for her destination wedding.
For the big stuff.
She said, listen, we were going to some Thailand, and it was going to come. I've switched it to Hawaii. Now I've only had 4 people RSVP out of 150. So I'm going to delete all my friends.
Well, go right ahead, girl.
Bridezilla.
She's still
If
not
all
invited
you're
to the wedding.
superficial.
Jan has got a tremendous lead right now.
Yes,
She
Yes, I
does.
do.
yes,
But
she does.
if one of you guys playing at home and one of y'all up here can get the answer to this next question,
Oh, boy.
I might overrule Jan being such a winner this morning and let somebody else win. What is the name of the newest newspaper that starts circulation coming out next month every Thursday and will print about 15,000 copies?
Country Rover Daily.
I've not heard of
I've
this.
not heard this either.
Where is this?
It's not here. It's in
not
Missouri.
local. It's in Missouri.
I might start my own paper. If these other things can come out and make money, the
Show Me
what?
Daily.
The what?
The
Show Me Daily.
What
The
is it?
hillbilly something.
It's in Missouri. It's going to have a weekly publication of 15,000. Actually, there's only 75 residents in the town. They have a fudge factory and an axe throwing facility there. It's a tourist attraction on Route 66.
The Route
funny, Tim.
66 Weekly.
Y'all give up?
So it's in, what, near Joplin, or where is it?
It's near, well, you go to Missouri a lot?
Well, Dave's from Missouri.
Route 66 highways in Pulaski County.
Pulaski County Weekly.
What is it?
The Uranus Weekly.
Well, someone just said Uranus Examiner. So, Tim, I thought you were
Uranus.
That is right. The
Uranus
Uranus Examiner. That is
Examiner.
right. I said weekly because I've got weekly. It's coming out weekly.
Way
The
to go,
Uranus
Tim.
Examiner
He did.
is
He answered
the
that on
winner.
Facebook.
And it's taken up.
They won the port.
There is a town there named Uranus.
You are right.
I'll be dog.
Hey.
And now they've got an
Tim.
examiner.
Yeah, they do, I guess.
The Uranus Examiner.
The examiners examine
go away.
Uranus.
Oh, man, that's great.
That's funny.
Uranus,
funny.
you tell Dave now, your husband, when you go back,
I will.
that has he ever been to Uranus?
I'll have to ask him. I'll ask.
So somebody answer
I know
that.
where you're going with this. I'm trying to deflect.
You're doing a good job.
Uranus. So I don't know if I came up with a newspaper here, but when I retire from this show, I am going to start a newspaper.
You are not.
I figure if it's good enough for Danny Johnson, I'd come up with one too, can't I?
That's right.
Oh, great.
Yeah, Danny does it.
I came up with a new name too.
Uh-oh.
RTR. You know what that means?
Roll Tide Roll.
Nope.
Road Trip Rover.
Road Trip Rover.
That's good. That's catchy.
That's right, I like that. When you hear my other ideas. We'll take a break. Be right back. Jan, you do win.
Okay.
does.
Thank you.
I'm going to Uranus and have mine examined. You will, y'all hang on.
And let's quickly go over that forecast. Only 20% chance of showers in the forecast today, so more than likely we will not see one of those pop-up storms. 68 degrees out there, slowly warming up. We're going to see temperatures hit the 90s, though, and it's going to feel quite warm and hot out there. 91 for today, 94 tomorrow, 93, and then no rain until the biggest chance of rain on Friday and Saturday. Saturday morning we could have some thunderstorms as well, and Lawler's brings you this portion of the weather. Very good.
And no rain yet.
No rain
This has
yet.
been the driest summer I believe I could ever remember. It did rain at our house about an hour last week one time.
A good rain.
Andy, good to have you up here, man.
Thank you, Jamie. Good to be here.
And you've been, well, how, what, a year or two now?
Going on a year.
Going on a year. What do you do for them? Because I know they got people coming from all over down that way.
I'm the Director of Business Development. I'm out here trying to get new business going in different areas and developing new programs and things that we can put in place that forms a good partnership between us and the clinics.
So are you dealing with clinics all over North Alabama, basically?
Yeah, and then we've just opened a clinic this summer in Pulaski, Tennessee, and I've been spending most of my time up there getting it going and working in that area because we're the only company in about a 4-county area up there.
Really?
Yeah, you got to go to Franklin in Columbia to get a brace if you need it.
It's so much more convenient.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Pulaski.
Braces are becoming more and more helpful to millions of people across America. I mean, I've got one over there right now with my new knee I'm having redone again. Froze up on me, so now they're going to start cranking me with that Dynasplint, which I'm really looking forward to wearing shorts for the next 3 months. Basically, who all can how benefit?
Who can benefit anybody, and you don't necessarily have to have a prescription. Now, some of the braces you have to have a prescription for, but there are some things that you can just walk in and just buy off the shelf. And the biggest thing that people need to understand, and what's the most confusing, is people think that when they go to their doctor and the doctor gives them a prescription for a brace or for anything else as far as that's concerned, that they're obligated to do or get that brace where the doctor tells them to, or if they've got it not. And they're not. It's patient rights, patient bill of rights. It's the patient's choice. If you go to your doctor and they say you need a back brace, a knee brace, or whatever, then all you got to do is say, I want to get that from Hal Medical. Mm-hmm. And then they can fax the paperwork to us. Patient can just walk in our front door and bring the prescription. We have that happen a lot in Pulaski because a lot of those residents will go to Columbia and Nashville to the physician, and they'll write them a prescription for a brace, and they'll just bring them back to the store, and Pulaski does.
And that's so important to know that, because if the doctor uses someone from out of town,
Right.
it's so much more convenient.
Right.
You're right here.
Right.
So that's
So
great.
but they can walk in without that too, can't they? And get
Without
a
a
brace.
prescription.
Yeah. Yeah.
And come in over
Yeah.
there.
Now, if they just want to purchase it and pay
Right.
cash.
Right.
If you're going to build insurance, then you got to have a prescription.
And in most cases, insurance will pay
Absolutely
for
it
that
will.
brace.
Yes, it will.
Mm-hmm.
And you have, basically, I know you would know all these answers. So what all type braces does how to offer?
If you've got a limb or a joint, we got a brace for it.
Well, that was pretty, that was pretty easy.
Well, that kind of sums it up pretty good there.
Yeah.
So
We had a lady
Yeah.
on the show last week, Miss Donna. They were doing a fundraiser. She has a temporary knee prosthetic right now, and she's going to get a permanent one. And you guys were so helpful to see the tears of joy in her eyes when you guys got her in and got her fitted. I mean, that was so wonderful. It was just priceless.
Yeah, yeah. And we've got a situation like that going now with a lady that's actually kin to me. She got a prosthetic knee back several months ago, and then she had some problems and fell and fractured her femur, and the prosthetic wouldn't fit anymore. So we're completely redoing that and getting her new. And that's the thing a lot of people don't understand. They think if you get a prosthetic leg, then that insurance, Medicare, whatever is going to pay for it. A lot of people think that's a one-time payment, and that's not true. If you have a dramatic change, say you get a prosthetic leg and you lose 50 pounds and that no
Makes a
longer
difference.
fits, then that is justifiable through Medicare where they will pay for you another leg. Yes, absolutely.
Wow.
That's why you are professional up here talking about braces and stuff.
Absolutely.
You know, just like
Glad
the
to know I'm professional at something.
That's right.
just like the man that we met that had a motorcycle accident, and he had gone to numerous places.
He's in one of the commercials we did.
He is,
Yeah.
and he's like a daredevil on the motorcycle, still with his prosthetic leg now. And I mean, he's like just singing your praises that
Yeah.
finally got
Yeah,
it right.
and then I'm sure some of the guys that's been on it have told y'all, but we've got a mobile van that our processes has. So we will go to the patient, because a lot of times when these people get an amputation, they go from the hospital to rehab, or they may go home or whatever, and it's a struggle
To
Get
get
back
somewhere.
out.
to get somewhere, you know, especially if you're in rehab, then they've got to call an ambulance and take you somewhere. We go to the patient.
So you got a mobile fitter.
Yes,
That's great.
yes, sure do.
So basically, you can do anything and everything down there.
We can.
Don't forget football players. If you were in
Absolutely.
high school or grade school, or even grade school, if you're playing football, you have them for the children too,
Yeah.
and that's preventative.
So
You
you
see
go in there
somebody
and you'll get
hurt.
fitted, and they'll have it up for you in no time. Now, I'll be showcasing the one I'm getting from down there as soon as Dr. Stanford over at TOC, and we're waiting to do that
That'll
for a
be in
couple more
October.
weeks. And the 1st October, I'll be having it done, and I'll be showcasing and displaying my new
Pretty blue
dinos.
brace.
Yeah, it's a
Do
pretty
you want me
nice
to replace that
looking
knee for you and save you some time?
Well, I thought about that. Ain't going in. All right, anything else we need to know about how? Multiple locations?
Multiple locations.
Walk-ins welcome?
Walk-ins welcome. You know, call us. We're
Great
you know,
people to work with.
You know, our motto is we're going to take care of the patient first, and if we do that, everything else fall into place.
Well, I know Jonathan and everybody down that way is great to work with. They will take care of you,
Yes,
and I
they will.
highly recommend How Medical Service. So whether you go to Pulaski or here in Athens or the other locations, go by and tell them we sent you in there. Thanks again, Andy.
Thank you, Jamie.
Good to see you. I see you got the cowboy boots on.
Absolutely.
Always.
All right, we'll take a break. Come right back. Todd's going to talk about something happening with autism, and then we'll talk to Dr. Jan White just a little bit. Y'all hang on.
That's right. And we are back. Let's talk autism. Todd Tomerlin with me this morning. You are on the board, aren't you?
Yes.
Yes, you are, aren't you? Did I
Yeah.
say your last name right?
Yeah.
He's looking at me. I was stunned. I thought I said something wrong. What about autism? What are you doing?
So this Saturday at Optimus Park in Huntsville, Alabama, from 9 to 1, we're going to have a basketball clinic. It's not going to be just
Alright.
for kids with autism.
Okay.
It's actually going to, I'll open it up to just about all disabilities. But there's a guy named Mighty Mike Simmel, and Mike is from New Jersey.
Okay.
And Mike played basketball in college, played for the Harlem Wizards. They're like the Globetrotters,
Okay.
but they're the Wizards. For the last 13 years, he's done his own nonprofit called Bounce Out the Stigma. And he has epilepsy.
Okay.
And when he was younger, having epilepsy and seizures, and his coordination and things weren't.
he can play basketball.
Yeah, his dad gave him a basketball to help him with his coordination.
Great.
He fell in love with the game and became good enough as time went on. So he does like ball handling,
Okay.
things like an NCAA Final Four, NBA halftime games. The dude has received all kinds of recognition
incredible.
awards from NBA teams. And
So don't think your child can't get involved in
that's
basketball.
right, absolutely not.
That might be what they totally excel
Yeah,
at. And go on to
and-
play
In
more.
basketball alone, which is my favorite sport, but basketball alone, you know, a lot of times our kids don't have the opportunity to come out and just be a kid, socialize, right? You know, depending on what their disability is, they might be the last one picked, you know, out on the playground or whatever. And so Mike's going to come in. We're going to have some athletes from Alabama A&M
Okay.
and some other schools, some students from UAH, I think, to help be as counselors. That way we'll have both the athletic
Okay.
part and the part that can help us with the disabilities.
And just the social aspect of
Oh
it,
yeah,
too.
it's
That's
going to be great.
great.
We're going to have I'll have snacks and drinks and stuff. We'll take plenty of breaks, you know, and
Now you said Optimus Park.
Optimus Park.
What time do people need to show up?
So 9 to 1.
Okay.
But call me in advance if you can, or email me, Todd at autism-alabama.org or 256-431-3511. It's going to be $20,
All right.
but in that $20 you get a basketball and a T-shirt.
Super.
So yeah.
Gee, putting in on that one.
Heck yeah. So even if you don't have a child or a family friend, you probably know somebody that does. So please send them my way.
Okay.
You can find me on Facebook or any other way, and we'll get them fixed up.
Great. If you didn't have an opportunity to write that information down, you can always contact me, 256-603-4848, or you know how to reach me on Facebook too, or email Gloria and Jamie Cooper at gmail.com. Easy to remember. Thank you, Todd. That's
Thank you
great.
very much
Thank you for
sharing.
everything you're doing for that too.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we're going to talk to Jan White, and she has a topic that she has researched thoroughly. We'll know more in just a moment.
And I always save the best for last. Dr. Jan
thank you.
White, been part of the
Yes,
program since,
long
I guess,
time.
all the 15 years we've been here in Athens.
Yep.
What subject, your degrees are in what?
Well, my PhD is in gerontology.
So you're a doctor of gerontology.
Aging, yes.
Aging.
Specialist.
And we all do that.
yes.
There's no way to avoid
It starts in the womb. It starts immediately.
And it's all downhill from there.
All downhill.
When do you start feeling old?
Well, feeling old's in your head.
Oh,
I
good.
mean,
So
you know,
have a
you
long
have
way to go.
health declines here and there. I don't feel old. I am old, but I don't feel old.
I know you're 78, but...
No, you're not. That's what that
you're
good,
just about
good
my age.
learning
But
has
anyway,
done.
what's your subject today? Because you always come up with some of the most interesting stuff that folks at home need to know.
Yeah. Actually, you gave this topic to me. It's a Dear Annie article, and it's about a guy who he wrote in and asked Dear Annie for advice. And actually, he was giving the advice. He had retired after 30 years working as an attorney.
Okay.
He became bored, and he decided to go look for a job, and he didn't have any network. He had spent all of that time, nose to the grindstone working, didn't have any colleagues, nothing.
Oh, how sad.
Yeah, and he said that
And you
even
say no network, you meant network of friends, right? You're
no
not
network
talking
of
about-
work colleagues,
Okay.
work friends,
Okay.
no work buddies. Even when he went to the scientific meetings, the attorney meetings or whatever they
Right.
were, the conferences, he would just go back up to his room. He wouldn't socialize. He didn't
Okay.
see any need
So people
for it.
were hi-hatting him.
No, he was them.
No, he just didn't see any need for this. So then he retired and he wanted to go back to work and no network. So his
So he didn't know what to do, where to go?
No, he didn't know what to do, how to do it.
Okay.
So his granddaughter, who was in her 20s, said, "Hey, Grandpa, let me see your resume." And she got him up on LinkedIn.
Right,
Now, LinkedIn is a free professional networking site.
right.
There are 400 million users in 200 countries. Yes.
Wow.
So it is a site where working professionals post their resumes.
Mm-hmm.
People who are looking for a job post their resumes. They socialize on this site. And employers are also looking for employees.
And they can just find you,
Well,
like
now-
your
Yes, and he
profile
got a
and hire
job.
you.
A great friend of ours in Sunday school class had a
Uh-huh.
great job anyway. They contact her locally here. And she got like out of the blue.
Yes.
And she got a big position and got like a $20,000 a year raise over there.
Yes.
Out of the blue, they found her.
Right.
On that
well,
side.
it's
Not out of the blue.
It's
Well,
not
on that
really
side.
out of the blue because you're cultivating this
Right.
network. So this fellow who wrote to Dear Annie not only got a great job, but he also helped 3 of his friends get jobs.
How
So
incredible
he's
is that?
paying it forward.
Great.
Yeah, so the bottom line for him is get out there and get yourself exposed. And when you go to these conferences, do some networking. Don't wait until you
Meet some
retire.
people.
You have to do this in advance.
Did it say what career he went into?
Well,
Just curious.
he's a retired attorney, so
Okay,
you
so
would
he's still
assume he went
So
into.
that had
Consulting.
actually nothing to do with any social media skills.
Well, I mean,
Well,
you could have a
it's
Facebook
related.
page as well, or Instagram, or
Yeah,
something.
it's related. And why is this important to gerontology? Because people don't really retire anymore like they used to. They retire and then they usually get another job. They go into something else.
All
Or
right, how does that affect somebody locally who may be sitting home watching this and they're saying, well, I'm in that same situation. Where do I go in Limestone County to reach out, or in North Alabama to reach out and follow through with it?
Well, if I owned a business, I would get busy with the Chamber of Commerce and dive in and get involved and start your networking at the
meet
ground
people.
level. But this LinkedIn site is excellent, quote unquote, locally, because you'll find other people in your area that you can,
Professionals.
network with. So it's not only a global opportunity, but it's a local opportunity as well.
And if you're just looking for the social aspect, you can do the Facebook or
Right,
the
there's-
Instagram and communicate with people that you don't necessarily know in person,
Right.
but maybe you can't get out of the house.
Exactly.
It's a good way to keep talking to someone and have some kind of relationship.
Exactly. And like any...
But be safe.
What you have to do is you have to be persistent, and you can't just wait around and tell yourself, well, I'm just going to do this when I retire. It doesn't work that way. It's not going to work.
So you build a network
You
up
build
prior.
the network prior, and then you keep cultivating it.
Okay. You never know when you're going to change careers either.
Exactly.
Neat.
So why aren't people just giving it up and retiring now and getting their gold watch and going home and sit on the
Well,
couch?
there's a lot of reasons. A lot of times they
That
can't
doesn't sound like
afford to
fun.
retire. That's number one.
They don't
They
And
can't
what he
afford
just said
it.
sounds completely boring. What do you mean just go home and sit on the couch?
Once
No,
I
and-
don't sit on the couch. I just stand up and watch TV all the time.
And if you think about it, people now are healthier. They just don't want to engage in 25 or 30 years of leisure. That doesn't
Yeah.
appeal to a lot of people. That doesn't appeal to me. That's why I'm still working.
You get bored after a
Dave
while.
retired when he was my husband Dave is 80 now. He retired when he was 78. They just kept calling him back. He's a good worker and he
That's
enjoyed
great.
it. But now he's not just sitting.
He was a retired 2-star general.
Right.
Let's not forget that.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
yes, he was very in demand.
Yeah, that's right.
So people don't want to quit anymore.
No,
Not
now some
completely.
people do need to retire if they've had injuries or they were in some kind of a trade where they just can't really work.
Could be stress.
But
it
the
could be
majority of people now really do want to continue working, and it's good mentally too. It's good to be around people. It's good to keep your mind active
anything. Well, yeah.
and make a little bit of money.
How many times do you hear, oh, they retired. Oh, my gosh, they passed away a couple months later.
Yeah.
Just like give
All
up.
right, that other story got this, but that's in the papers this morning.
Yeah.
An aspirin a day is not good for you. Is that true?
Well, I don't know yet, Jamie, and I'll tell you why, because you handed this to me about 15 minutes ago. I did hear about it on the news. But what I want to do, I don't make a judgment reading a newspaper article. I need to go to this New England Journal of Medicine and actually find the study. It was a longitudinal study, which means it took place over many years, so it probably has a high amount
Thanks
of
for explaining that.
reliability. But I still need to look at it, and then I can make a judgment. But my advice to the viewers is don't stop taking this daily low-dose aspirin just because of the newspaper article. You need to really have a conversation with your physician. So what this newspaper article said is that this study found that among healthy older adults, they may not need this low-dose aspirin. It may actually cause more problems. Okay? I don't know yet. I'm reserving
bleeding.
judgment.
Well, that's funny that they can come
Yeah,
out all
that
these
makes
years and say, well, if you take a low-dose aspirin, a baby aspirin every day, you'll live to be 300. Now all of a sudden they're saying that's not true.
Yeah,
That
so
it may cause additional bleeding. But then also
Right.
just like coconut oil came out that it was the healthiest thing ever. And
Right.
then recently it came out that it was like poison.
right.
So
But
you
I
never
looked
know.
into coconut oil a couple of years ago, and I never did take it.
How can
because-
people reach out to you, Jan? How can they find you?
Well, they can call me, 256-653-9672. My website, you can just Google my name, Jan Benita White or Jan White, Dr. White, Athens.
You also have a blog.
I have a blog, yeah, and the
What do you
blog.
talk about on the blog?
The blog is articles about aging, articles I've
Really
researched.
interesting.
A lot of them come from this show. But calling me is really beneficial because I don't even charge anything for a 15-minute call. A lot of times
Right.
it's simply a referral.
Well, what is the question somebody's going to ask you as I wrap things up here? What's the most common question you get?
They're basically family issues or a placement issue. Does mom need to go to assisted living yet? Family fussing. A lot of families
That's
are.
every family.
Well, no, it's related to an aging issue.
Right.
So
You're talking about having an elderly
Let's don't get
person.
into that
Yes.
right now. We'll get that.
That's another show.
That is
Be back
another
with us next
topic.
week. Thank y'all for getting up with us. We'll see y'all later. Bye.
Bye.